Hey guys, what's up? Murder of Birds here. Welcome back to the channel. So we are back getting into another episode of Frieren Beyond Journey's End with episode 6. This is going to be my reaction to it. Very excited for this episode, especially with how the last one played out. We got introduced to a brand new character, Stark the Warrior, which is an apprentice of Isen from the last episode explaining. And the last episode, I just want to say again, because like a lot of that was built off of how this episode is going to continue, just because it kind of stopped in the middle. But I loved the last episode, the level of world building and kind of introduction of like different forms of magic, like the illusion magic and some of the monsters that can utilize the magic, along with traveling from different locations between Frieren and Fern. Is one of the aspects that I love the most about this show, watching it from the perspective of a very big JRPG or RPG fan. I feel like I'm watching like an MMORPG journey with these characters going to different terrains and different environments and learning about different aspects of the world and the, I guess, the systems of the world in terms of the magic system and even like the creatures of the world. Like we even learned about dragons, the solar dragon that was the kind of main hurdle of last week's episode that led to this episode of meeting Stark, a new character that was featured in that's been featured in the intro. And now seemingly having our core primary three-man party of Frieren, Fern, and Stark, having like a DPS mage, a support mage, and then like a tank aggro warrior, and having the three of them kind of join forces together to deal with this dragon, so that way the settlement is okay, so that way I think inevitably Stark can join them on their new journey to reach the end of the northern part of the continent and to reach the place where the souls rest of Oriole. So very much enjoying these episodes. I feel like we're getting constantly like caught up in the moment with our emotions, mine in particular, of course, of seeing moments of the past between Heiter and Himmel, and just having those moments reinforced certain aspects of the present, at least with Fern last week, of having her memories and experiences tampered with through the illusion magic, which kind of went over my head too. Like I kind of got debated in the moment because it was so integral to like her specific experience that no one else other than her would know. And so it was magic that went beyond just trying to trick you, but like really kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Like it really kind of like ensnares in your memories and could be used against you in that way too. So obviously that's why I got taken for a fool. But yeah, overall, love the anime. I'm really excited to see how this episode plays out because we have a dragon to take down. We have a potential character that will be joining us in our party as we move forward, which is really exciting because, you know, he represents the continuation of the journey of Isen, being like Isen's apprentice. And then you have Fern, who's continuing on, you know, the legacy or continuing on in the spirit of Heiter. And then you have Frieren, who's continuing on in the spirit of Himmel. So it's basically a new age party of the old 10-year team, which I really appreciate. So moving forward from here, I'm just really excited to see how things play out and how things are going to evolve as time goes on. And again, thank you guys so much for watching and supporting these videos on YouTube. Remember, you guys can get these videos 1, even 2 weeks early over on my Patreon at patreon.com/murderofbirds, a link down below. But with all that said, thank you so much for watching. As always, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. And without further ado, let us begin. All right, everybody, we're going to be getting into Frieren with episode 6 titled The Hero of the Village. So Stark is likely going to be the starring character of this episode. And hopefully we're going to see how they deal with the dragon, how he eventually joins the party officially, and everything else in between. So let us begin. We're going to be starting this in 3, 2, 1, now. All right, episode 6. The hero of the village has been putting in work, by the way. Look at this giant fissure. Holy moly. And Fern was talking down to him. You don't intend to fight the dragon, so why do you continue training? I don't know. For one day when he is needed, you know? They say the village is safe because I'm around, even though I haven't done it. Yeah, that's why I was a little suspect of him last episode. Because I'm like, bro, you're not doing anything, but the dragon's not doing anything either, you know? He's gonna have to. Like, he's gonna have to muster up the courage. It's like, I'm a hero to these people, but deep down, I'm a coward. I don't want to fight. I like him. Aw, come on, you're good. Fern believes in you. Frieren believes in you. I got the scar on my head during a fight with my master. Ison? Oh! What? It was the first time he ever hit. Oh my god. Ison, bro, what the heck? I was not expecting that. Jesus. He clocked you square in the head. What did he do? He also said, actually, no. He said he's never praised me, not once. That's not true. Because, well, he probably never praised him to his face. But in the last episode, or in the last episode that we saw Ison, when they were, like, in the carriage, like, when they were in the cart, like, riding back, he ended up telling Fern, he was like, actually, Stark is, it was in the flashback, he was like, yeah, Stark is a great warrior. He's a good warrior. So he has faith in him. It's just, you know, you don't want to be too soft on your apprentices because then, you know, they might slack off because they think, oh, well, my master will go easy on me or whatever. You know, he was probably hard on you to kind of like get you, toughen you up for the world. You know what I mean? So, and that's probably why he ran away, was because of the expectations, the pressure, and now he's feeling and facing that again with this village of strangers that are expecting him to fight a dragon. So as long as he doesn't run away, he's got to believe in himself. I feel like that's his main thing. He's afraid of dying. Obviously, if he does everything by himself, there's a high chance that he dies. But if he's backed by Fern and Frieren, I feel like he's got a good head on his shoulders if he just has a little bit more confidence in himself. You think you know me? Oh dear. No. Everyone has their own little moments, you know? Oh, yeah. My first battle against a monster. Holy shit! Yeah, this would have been like a moment we didn't see, because like we only get... years have passed. Oh, wow. She ran against her first monster. Yeah, your master, you have to believe in yourself. It's a cruel world out there. If they shoulder you, you'll never be able to defend yourself. Wow, look at her! Yeah, exactly. It's for your own good. It really has to come from you. I mean, that's where the most brave and the most courageous come from. Acting in spite of fear, acting in spite of coward, like being scared. Wow. That's great. That was a great startup right there. Holy moly. I think it'll be all right. Nice. Good stuff. He needed that little pep talk from Fern, I think. Fern was actually the one that was like, do we really want this guy on our team? No. I believe in Stark. Come on. We're gonna go play tag with the dragon. Oh, man. Fern's like, no, please. Oh, 30 seconds. Let's go! Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, he's been here for a while. 3 years? Okay. Yeah, 3 years. Yeah, it's not that long, if you ask me. Oh, my God. Really quick. Let me rewind real quick. Those 3 tiny dots on the freaking cliffside right there are those 3. I love that. I love that that's like showcased. Oh my god! Oh! It's just like Ison! Wow. Exactly! It's your fear that makes you stronger. Wow. He's just like his master. Wow, that's incredible. I love this. You got to see everybody else there. That monster, that creature was sick. Oh, yo, it's sizing him up. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Come on, dude. Whoa. Yo. The dragon is a smart creature. Wow. So he sensed the potential in Stark. Look at this animation! The attack! Come on! My body moved on reflex. Bro, you literally smashed him through the wall. I was afraid. Wow. Oh my god! Did the student surpass the master? Wow! Let's go! You know what? I feel like he has the potential to 1v1 this dragon. And the 30 seconds wasn't for Frieren, it was the 30 seconds that it'll take for him to beat the dragon by himself. Oh my god, this is epic as hell! Oh, I love how you can see the nest in the shot. Nope. Yep, she's like, nah, dude, you got this. You don't even need us. Yeah, I think that was the whole point. What? There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. Brother, are you serious? You are nerfing yourself this whole time. Bro, Yo, you know what, Ison? I see now why you were afraid. I don't know if you guys had I don't know what that was all about, but if Ison made Stark upset and Stark got in his face, I'd be afraid too, knowing that he bodied this dragon in 30 seconds. Holy shit. This completely blew away my expectations for this guy. I cannot believe you exceeded my expectations. Well done. Dude, don't make Stark mad. That's rule number 1. If you want to live, do not piss this guy off. Wow, what an interesting parallel with him and Ison. Ah, yeah, a 10-year journey of ridiculous fun. Oh man, I told you it was worth searching for. This is ridiculous. Yeah. Oh man, 10 years. The hero of the South, said to be humanity's strongest warrior, was defeated by the Demon King's 7 sages of destruction. Yo, they went through the entire Demon King army. Wow. Hey, work hard, play harder, you know? So good. Good job, Stark. Holy moly, you are actually peak. You are so much better than I thought you would. You're not even like a tank. You're literally just another DPS. My master told you to take me with you. Okay, let's go. I feel like going on a ridiculous journey. Oh my god. All right, guys, we have officially made the 3-man party. Awesome. All right, 20 years after the death of Himmel the hero in the fortress city of Wall, located in Regal Canyon in the Central Lands. All right, we are schmoving 28 years. Good lord. So much time has passed. Is this supposed to be... Hold up. Sir, we're just traveling. We're just hanging out. Don't mind us. Sheesh. Yeah, I was about to say, dude's a complete hard ass. I love this. I love how there's another one. Their party's just increasing little by little. I wonder if they get more people in season 2 or by the end of this season. Oh, hey, hang out with each other. Go do something for fun or something. Oh, oh my god. What the heck? She doesn't like Yo, Stark's a homie. You kidding me? Hold on. It'll be at least 2 years. Are they gonna stay here for 2 years? Oh, oh my god, ice cream. Oh my god, this is so cute. Ison and Stark. Gosh, I love this. Wholesome little moments. Everything seems so big when you're... It really does. As a kid, I've actually thought of that the older I've gotten. I was like, damn it. Like, not to say that life is dull and meaningless now, but like, as a kid, I literally feel like I was so tiny. Like, everything around me was so... Like, I remember... So I grew up in, like, I remember where I, like, grew up as a child. Like, I still live in the same city that I grew up in. I just live in a different area. But, like, there have been times in my adulthood where I've gone back to, like, the neighborhood where I grew up. And I remember there used to be, like, these railings, like, these bars of pipes that would come out of the ground and they would connect. And as a kid growing up, I would always try to, like, jump on top of them and do, like, pull-ups and stuff. And now as an adult, I'm taller than those bars. But I remember so vividly as a kid how, like, impossibly challenging it was, and how much of a challenge I was like, oh man, I'll never reach those. Like, those are things only adults can get to. And like, as an adult, like, looking back on it, I was like, wow, it like, the perspective of a kid, things look bigger, things look more colorful, more vibrant. Like, I don't know, like, obviously as you live and go through life, new experiences will feel the same way as an adult as you are a kid, right? Like, things that I've never experienced. Like, for example, I went on a cruise for the first time a couple years ago, and that was like a youthful, childlike wonder experience for me, especially since it was a Disney cruise. So it was my first ever Disney cruise, and it was my first ever cruise as a full-on adult. So, like, that experience was so starry-eyed and mystical and colorful and vibrant and everything. So I feel like you still can experience stuff like that as an adult if you haven't experienced everything in your life by that point. But as a kid, like, yeah, like, oh man, this ice cream, it looked like they gave you way more ice cream than this as a kid. It's like, no, they probably give you the same amount, but as an adult, you're like the bowl isn't the size of your head anymore. You know what I mean? It's like the size of your hand. So yeah, I think about that so often. I'm like, oh man, I remember this as a kid. It was so different, or it was so much better, or whatever the case. I hope you're being a dutiful student. I hope he sees Aizen again, because, sorry for the pausing, by the way. This is just like, I'm just kind of like thinking about this moment in general too. But, like, Fern cannot see Heiter anymore. Frieren cannot see Himmel anymore. The only chance that they have to have one final moment with these characters is going to Ariel and hoping that this place where souls rest is a real deal, that you can actually communicate with those who have passed. At the very least, you know, he's been apart from Aizen for, what, 3 years now? So the prospects of just, like, I don't even know if you would call their last interaction, like, they need to make up for anything. Obviously, Aizen never apologized. Aizen has never told Stark how proud of him he is and how much he believes in him. And so I feel like in this moment, at this moment in the story, where a lot of the themes of the show is centered around Fern and Frieren, more so Frieren, and the opportunity to get across things that you regret. Words unsaid, words unspoken. I feel like Stark, I feel like the best situation for him is to definitely link up with his master while he's still alive and just convey their feelings and express, like, hey, I was scared just like you were. I believed in you, but I didn't want to show it. And I was afraid of you because your potential surpasses mine. And I you know what I mean? Like, I think that's I think there's a lot of potential there for some, like, really heartfelt, heart-to-heart moments between the two of them. And so I hope Stark gets something like that for himself in the present, and it doesn't have to happen after the point of, you know, God forbid, Aizen dying during the show. So I hope that happens. Aww. I love how Fern is low-key like the accountant. She's like, is everyone spending their money wisely? What if I told you that he might have a oh, okay, so she's relaying the info. She's like, I'm tired of waiting. I've been waiting my whole life. Oh, well, see, this is great for her. Oh my god, I'm so sorry for pausing, guys. I really hope you don't mind, but, like, I also just realized this is the first time that Fern has someone with a level of relatability that isn't a long-living elf species that is just kind of wandering through her years of life as if they're just days passing by or even hours passing by. She actually has the potential for companionship with another human who's roughly, seemingly around the same age as her, has the sense of perspective that matches her own, right? Especially in the time department. And like, I don't know. I feel like they have a really good chemistry here with the three of them. Like, obviously Stark and Fern is probably going to match like Stark and Ison. Like, Ison was also a long-lived species. And unfortunately with Frieren, So I'm like getting tongue-tied right now. I think Frieren and Stark's relationship is going to match that of Stark and Ison because Ison is also long-living. But unfortunately, after Heiter died, the only other person that that Fern has had extensive interactions with has been Frieren. And that's kind of like a jarring experience, especially since you can't really relate to her lived experiences and all of that stuff. So long story short, I'm just really happy that I came to the realization that both of them being human, roughly around the same age, having potentially some things in common. And I mean, I don't know if them two are going to end up liking each other as the show goes on, if they're going to become an item or whatever the case might be. But I just really like the potential dynamics that will come from this because they seem to have a lot of things in common compared to Frieren. So yeah, sorry for the pausing, by the way. I just want to express and talk about things and not talk during the episode. Would it be possible to fly over? I mean, you guys can fly. It's protected by a powerful barrier that extends. Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks like they're stuck here. Unless, I don't know if Frieren can flex that. Hey, I'm from that 10-year team. Trade has been shut down completely. Damn. How did they get through last time? Was this an issue back then? I mean, this was like, what, almost 100 years ago now. The black market, eh? Okay, Mr. Smooth Talker over here. You've got the face of a scoundrel. I love them. I love them too. They're great. Oh my god, are you serious? There's nothing we can do if the gates won't open. Damn, 2 years? I mean, we've waited longer. This journey has taken a few years, especially for Fern. But like, 2 years? I feel like by the next episode, they'll jump up. Oh. What do you mean you don't have a lot of time? You're not dying, are you, sir? Did I interpret that right? Guys, this is literally the Ison and Stark episode. Wow. Oh, look at his hand. It just shows how old he's gotten. Nothing was more important to him than that 10-year adventure. God. Frieren's learning about that now, though. Like, I feel like Frieren, you know, he's too old to travel now. He told you to take me with you. Yeah, if anything, he probably wanted you to have that same experience. He's like, you know what, that changed my life for the better. And so, obviously, he cherishes it, and he wants him to have the same thing. Oh, that's why. Wow, okay. I appreciate that. I literally was just saying, I really hope he gets to see Ison again, and he doesn't wait for him, and it doesn't take long for him to, like, to where he passes away. So, the longer they wait, Ison's not going to live forever, essentially. So, I hope this doesn't take too long either. Uh-oh. You look so suspicious right now? Ooh. Nani? Why? Uh-oh. It's that guy again. Oh! Yeah, what did you do? I was visiting magic shops. Oh, shit. Hello, sir. How you doing? Are you gonna be like, oh my gosh, it's you, the hero of the party? Oh. Yeah, she was chill. She was fine with it. She's not out here looking for special treatment. Yep, I had a feeling. Look at her face. Yeah. Hey, her reputation precedes her. That's good, though. If they're able to let them through off of that, then I guess that's a good thing. Nice. Hey, we ain't gotta wait 2 years. Pog. Oh, look at that. A celebration. I wanted to take my time. Well, unfortunately, Frieren, not everyone has the time to wait around for 2 years. Aw. Yeah. You gotta be considerate of the other people who, 2 years is still a chunk of their life. That's a whole %. Or 2%. That must be how Master departed to the north. Ah. And Heiter, too. And Himmel! Ah! Oh my god. It's literally all... It's the same. Yeah. Wow. This is so wholesome. Ah, what an episode, guys. What an episode. I was not expecting all of that, but like I really like how the pacing of the the episodes are flying by. Like I feel like we're jumping from moment to moment to moment. Like we got the dragon moment, and then we got like the settlement area. Like we're just stuck here, we're trying to figure our way through. But even in the moments where there's like nothing happening in the present, I really think like the flashbacks are doing such a great job at kind of giving us something in the meantime. And I feel like it retroactively just kind of like makes everything worth it in the end. Like the journey and everything that we get into up to this point. I was not expecting that much backstory and that much like flashbacks of Eisen and Stark as we got. I really love his character. Like I already like the fact of his potential. Like last episode, I was talking a lot about it. I was like, you know, what's the term? It's something like, you know, bravery or I forgot what the saying is, but it's essentially like, you know, courage is acting in spite of fear, you know, or something to that extent. And I felt like, I was like, bro, he reminds me so much of Jean Arc from Ruby, and it was right there. He had so much potential, and I loved it. Yeah, this was another fantastic episode. I'm so glad we don't have to wait 2 years, especially since this journey seems like it's going to take a considerable amount of time to see through to the end again. Another mere 10-year journey. But with Eisen being older to the point where he can't travel, and that being like a point for Stark to want to really see this journey through with as minimal delays as possible. And obviously Fern, you know, she's getting older. She's all being tailed along throughout this entire time from her youth to where she is now. And I feel like the last thing she wants to do is be stuck in one place for too long. Obviously, it's not going to matter to Frieren at the end of the day because, you know, a 1 year, 2 years, 3 years is like nothing to her, essentially. So overall, fantastic episode. Absolutely loved it. Can't wait to see what they do next. I am so thankful for this episode, man. With everything that I was putting together from the intro a few episodes back, I think it was episode 4, that I took a deeper look at the intro and was really trying to piece together the connections and the parallels of Eisen and Stark, who I didn't even know at the time. I just knew he was in the intro, and I knew we'd eventually get introduced to him. I think this episode was a great way of blending the past and the present of his character, the parallels of his master. And I just think as well, I don't, it's really, really fascinating how they've woven together the past and the present. Like, especially with the intro, seeing the parallels of the characters and how they, like, the past party parallels the current party. And it's kind of like a new age, like, transcendence of Himmel, Heiter, Eisen, and Frieren now, with Fern representing Heiter and Stark representing Eisen, and then Frieren kind of paralleling her past self and Himmel at the same time in this kind of like new pursuit to seek him out, go on the journey that they went through, see some of the landmark locations of their previous 10-year journey while forging a new 10-year journey with her new party, learning and understanding humans along the way, and hopefully being able to reach the pinnacle of, I think, this journey through seeing Himmel again through the wishes and requests of Ison after realizing how much she regret not cherishing, or really not necessarily even cherishing, but just taking things for granted due to her apathetic nature and just not realizing the complexity or the simplicity of human existence. I thought this episode was fantastic at showcasing the absolute peak potential of this new character of Stark as a warrior. The fact that, and I had a feeling too, I was like, wait a minute, like she was like, oh, just give me 30 seconds. And I was like, no, I don't think that 30 seconds is for her to charge up. I think that 30 seconds is for him to clear the boss, to clear this dragon. And he did. And good on the dragon, too. Granted, 07's the fact the dragon still got clapped, but that's the reason the dragon didn't attack. It knew, it sensed, more than Stark even believed in himself, the power of his resolve, the power of his potential if he just believes in himself, and the power of just believing in yourself. And the fact that not only did it take him that far, but it also mirrored his master. And the fact of learning that, hey, you're cut from the same cloth as your old man, right? As your dwarven master himself, who was also scared, went up against this fucking cool, dope design ass monster. I don't even know what the hell that was they were fighting. They were just like, oh, we're caught between a rock and a hard place here. This monster's in the way of our journey. And you had Heiter and you had Himmel supporting on the sidelines, but he was nervous. He was shaking just like his apprentice is now. And regardless of the fact, they both still followed through and they saw their tasks through to the end. And I just think that's such a beautiful parallel, especially in this show where there's a lot of, I feel like it's almost kind of like a passing of the torch when you think about it. Like Ison passing over the torch to Stark, Heiter to Fern, and then obviously Frieren, her past self learning, or her present self learning from her past self, and then also kind of taking away a lot of the things that were appreciated by Himmel of her, and things that she remembers fondly of him. So, or Himmel. He's Himmel. Oh my god, I just love this. I love, and like they continue to do it every episode, and I think this is it's the highlight of the show for me. Especially, I feel like I'm really growing to appreciate the present cast as much as I am getting these, in between sprinkled out moments of the past of seeing the squad, what shenanigans they're getting into now. They're collecting, I think that was snow or something that they were collecting in that little that moment with Frieren and Heiter there. He asked for some syrup, so I was thinking of, like, I don't know if that was like a snow cone situation that they were following up with. And we also learned a little bit more about their journey, that you had not only the Demon King, but you had his 7 like sages of destruction, like his 7 generals on top of the Demon King. So I wonder if we're going to see that epic climactic battle, if we're going to learn more about the Demon King and the Demon King's legionary army, and if we're going to learn about the demons as a species, or if we're just going to learn about, like, why were they fighting the Demon King in the first place? Was the Demon King like usurping the land and like spreading his army and his influence, and in order to save the world, we got to stop the Demon King, and then by stopping the Demon King, you stop the spreading of his influence and whatnot. So I'm curious if we're gonna learn a little bit more about the demons themselves, and like if we're gonna see this epic climactic battle between Frieren, Himmel, Heiter, Ison against the Demon King, against the Demon King sages, and everything that took place in that 10-year battle to end this 10-year journey with the original party. But I loved it. I loved these little in-between moments here. They gave a lot of great characterization to Stark as well as Ison. More so to Stark, I would say, in the fact that this is kind of the explanation of how he parallels Eisen in the present day. And just kind of seeing Stark as a spitting image of him is even better. Given the fact that, you know, he's a dwarf, he's a long-living species, but he is at the end of his, he's on the latter end of his life, and unfortunately, he's not able to see things through the way that they are. But I really, 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 really want, more than anything, for Stark to not be in a position by the end of this journey where he doesn't get to say those same things to Eisen that he's thinking on. The fact that he's like, I don't want this journey to take forever. I don't have all the time in the world because my master isn't going to live forever. And, you know, obviously this is going to be an immense, a 10-year journey. Hopefully Eisen can hold it together until then, depending on how long the journey takes. But I really hope they get to see each other again. They get to reconcile, and they get to, at the very least, get everything they want to say to each other out, because I feel like there's so much that both of these characters can heal from with each other. A lot of their, I feel like a lot of their ego, a lot of their feelings, their emotions, their, you know, especially if they are, I don't know if they're self-conscious about how they feel and how they express themselves. You know, Eisen has never complimented him, but he talks about him. He complimented him to Frieren and Fern, but not to Stark himself. And I feel like that's probably what got Stark a little frustrated. Like, oh, you're training me, you're doing this and that, I'm working like a dog, and you don't even give me proper kudos for when I do things. You know what I mean? Like, and that probably got him upset. And that frustration probably swelled up to where Eisen felt like he was, you know, if Stark literally like gave into that feeling, he could have probably overpowered his master or whatever the case might be, or things could have gone sideways. So he hit him out of fear, not because of any type of confrontation or hostility or anything like that. And again, I feel like that's something that's best resolved through communicating and talking about it. But yeah, I don't know what more to say. I thoroughly enjoyed the episode. I loved the dynamic between these two characters. I really think that there's a lot of potential for the dynamic of the present character roster, especially between Fern and Stark. They seem to be around the same age. They're both humans. You know, they both have some similar, you know, growing pains when it comes to kind of believing in themselves and defending themselves and doing things for themselves and not relying on their masters. Like even in this episode, we got a little flashback sequence of Fern's first encounter with a monster on her own, and, you know, Frieren not offering her any type of assistance, being like, hey, you have to defend yourself. You have to do this for yourself, because sometimes that's all you can rely on. Sometimes it's not going to be an opportunity where other people can come to your rescue. So I just loved that. I loved that messaging. I loved the parallels. I loved that these characters just kind of mesh and blend really well with each other. The banter is still there. The humor is still there. I love how all of their personalities shine and complement one another. And I'm just excited. I'm really excited now to just see where things go from here. We're 6 episodes down. I think we're about roughly a third of the way through the show. And I'm enjoying every minute of it. I really hope you guys are enjoying it as well. But that's going to leave it with all of my thoughts and opinions and speculations of the show moving forward. I legitimately don't know where we go from here. Now we have the 3-party roster. I don't think this roster changes for the rest of the series. I don't know if, but like based on the intro, we meet a ton of extra characters. We meet some elves. We meet some other humans. I'm assuming we're going to get into some confrontations along the way as well. Some more flashback sequences, which is always exciting. And I'm just excited for the entire journey the whole way through, and I hope you guys are as well. So thank you all so much for watching. As always, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Again, appreciate the support of these videos on YouTube. Remember, you guys can also get these videos 1 to 2 weeks early over on Patreon as well. And yeah, I absolutely love Frieren. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. And with all that said, I will see you all in the next one. Take care.